I'm Siani Lee.
And I'm Ken Matson. Coming up next on Channel 10 News at 5 o'clock. A difficult day for students at a Philadelphia high school one day after a classmate collapses and dies on the basketball court.
And the verdict is in for the man accused of killing a McDonald's restaurant manager. We'll have reaction from the victim's family. Now here are Diane Allen and Arthur Fennell.
Good evening. Also coming up at 5 o'clock as President Clinton leads World AIDS Day activities in Washington. The occasion marked in Philadelphia and Washington as well.
Are you protecting yourself or putting yourself in danger when you keep a handgun in the house? Channel 10 Focus Report investigates.
Is the material girl robbing the cradle? Her latest companion may be a young man half her age.
And a live picture from Center City where bright lights are about to shine for the holiday season. It's all next on Channel 10.
WCAU TV, Philadelphia. Now, Diane Allen, Arthur Fennell, John Valera's weather, Al Meltzer sports. This is Channel 10 News.
Tonight, autopsy results are pending after the sudden death of a basketball player at a Philadelphia high school. 17-year-old Joseph Marable collapsed while trying out for basketball at William Penn High School yesterday afternoon. He's Hank Gather's cousin, the local basketball star who also died on the court. Gathers played college ball at Loyola Marymount. He collapsed and died during this game in 1990. Gathers had been treated for an irregular heartbeat but was cleared to play. Gathers a standout athlete at Dobbins Tech in Philadelphia. Channel 10's John Blunt has more on the death of Gather's cousin, Joseph Marable.
It happened quickly, without warning or apparent signs of distress here in the gym at the William Penn High School.
During basketball tryouts, Joseph Marabella collapsed and was taken to the hospital where, unfortunately, he died later.
Marabella was just 17 years old, an 11th grader cleared by his doctor and given family permission to play basketball. Eugene Justice was next to Marabella on the court when he collapsed.
And then I looked at him again, and that's when I called the coaches over there to tell him to come on. And then he just fell on the floor and just laid there.
He was my boy. He was a neighborhood boy. He was good.
Marabella's father, his family, all grief-stricken. He was never in any trouble, they say, and they want answers about the teen's sudden death.
You want to know whether or not?
Most definitely. Want to know it all.
What Marabella's family, his friends, and fellow ball players want to know if everything was done, if people responded quickly enough to try and save his life.
We're going to have to know everything that has gone on to make sure that we did everything that was proper. There's no reason for me to believe that we did not do that.
At William Penn High School today, grief counseling for Marabella's classmates and teachers. Even the school board president was helping out, while his best friends mourned.
All the time we used to play basketball right over in Powell in the schoolyard. He never complained about he getting sick or his heart or nothing like that.
I'm afraid to lose everybody. I don't want to lose any more of my friends.
Marabella saw basketball as a way of escaping the dangers of his tough neighborhood. John Blunt, Channel 10 News.
Well, after Marable's sudden death, a lot of parents want to be sure that their children can safely compete in sports now. These kids and others, children who participate in school sports, must pass a physical exam, but inner-city kids often don't have access to adequate medical care. One sports medicine specialist is proposing a more detailed exam.
It rather looks at various specific things in regards to their participation in sports, with an emphasis on the musculoskeletal system and an emphasis on exercise-induced asthma in terms of looking at are they on the proper medication to optimize their sports performance, and a screening cardiac exam.
But keep in mind, Dr. Morris says for most people, the benefits of sports far outweigh any risk. Now stay with Channel 10 as we'll continue to follow this story for you. There was a big surprise in court today when the trial is scheduled to begin for alleged drug dealers. They are accused of beating Santiago Pineda when he tried to kick them off his front porch and out of his neighborhood. Channel 10's Bill Baldini has the story.
This is Santiago Pineda, the Hunting Park man who stood up to alleged drug dealers and was shot, beaten, and almost run over for daring to take them on. Today, 11 men charged with the crime were supposed to stand trial, but one of them decided to plead guilty and testify for the Commonwealth. The first to change his mind is Rodney Harrison, and his lawyer told me why.
The Commonwealth agreed to a negotiated sentence on the charges against him in this case, and specifically, he will receive a sentence of 3 to 6 years to run concurrently with a sentence that he's now serving of the same length.
In other words, the Commonwealth offered him a deal he couldn't refuse.
Well, since he didn't refuse it, I guess you could just as well say that he couldn't refuse it.
Once that cat was out of the bag, at least one other defendant, and perhaps a third, decided to testify against their friends. So prosecutor Carol Wiener is now facing 8 lawyers and their clients instead of 11 of each. The gang of dealers also reportedly terrorized Pineda's wife and his 3 young children. So the unexpected has really changed things around. As of right now, it does not appear that this trial will begin until at least Friday. Bill Baldini, Channel 10 News.
Another trial is over. The verdict: guilty for the man accused of killing a McDonald's manager in cold blood. 30-year-old Charles Williams sat with his head on the table as the verdict was read today in Mount Holly. The jury found Williams guilty of first-degree murder and robbery in connection with the holdup of a Burlington City McDonald's back in 1992. Manager Raymond Muller was shot and killed. Today, Muller's mother was happy with the verdict, but says life in prison is too good for Williams.
I want him to feel the trepidation. I want him to know that injection's coming, and that'll make me feel.
The jury will begin considering tomorrow whether Williams will get life in prison or the death penalty. Well, it's World AIDS Day, and President Clinton dramatized his commitment to fight the deadly disease. But the president ran into some trouble when he delivered this speech to staffers at Georgetown Medical Center today. An AIDS activist was there heckling the president.
Willie, the Republicans were right. We should have never have trusted you. You are doing nothing.
As authorities led the young man away, the president said he was not bothered by the incident, and he pledged to be, in his words, a lightning rod in the battle against AIDS. Across town, Health and Human Services Secretary Donna Shalala and Surgeon General Joycelyn Elders observed World AIDS Day at a health center for the homeless. They served breakfast to people who were infected with HIV. An AIDS activist there burst into the event, blasting the Clinton administration for not doing enough to combat AIDS.
Bill Clinton is doing nothing while we are dying. Bill Clinton is killing us.
Officials led the man away while the breakfast continued.
Fills our lives with fear on the day after that.
And at the United Nations, it was a musical tribute to those working to combat AIDS. Liza Minnelli led a choir in singing The Day After That, a song she recorded to raise money for AIDS research.
And now let's turn to the Satellite Center for more on World AIDS Day activities.
Janet Zapala standing by with details. Janet?
Diane Arthur, we take it to Europe now for more events to mark World AIDS Day. Fans of music superstar Elton John turned out as he arrived to help launch a brand new AIDS treatment center. John was on hand for ribbon-cutting ceremonies to mark the opening of the new AIDS facility. In Paris, a dramatic display of a powerful symbol of AIDS prevention. A giant pink condom is slipped over an obelisk in a Paris square. The condom is made of nylon and stretches 72 feet long. And as the condom was displayed, ACT UP activists came out to push for more government action to prevent the spread of AIDS. Also in France, another story tonight, railroad officials are blaming sabotage for a tragic train wreck there. This was the scene after a passenger train jumped its tracks and crashed into a waiting train. It happened in a small town about 50 miles north of Paris. 4 people are dead tonight, 27 others injured. Officials believe the accident happened because a large piece of metal was left on the train track. Live tonight from the Channel 10 Satellite Center, I'm Janet Zapala. Back to you, Diane and Arthur in the studio.
Thank you, Janet.
Thanks. Well, disappointed shuttle crew departed the Endeavour after NASA called off this morning's launch. Things were actually fine at the Space Center, but there were high winds at an emergency landing site. NASA says it will try again at 4:27 tomorrow morning. A record 5 or more spacewalks are planned in an effort to fix the Hubble telescope's blurred vision.
Well, there is word tonight that more jobs may be on the chopping block at AT&T. Reports today say the communications giant plans to lay off possibly as many as 4,500 workers to help it compete with rival MCI. Now, these cuts would be in addition to the already announced layoffs of 18,000 operators and supervisors. There is no word tonight from AT&T.
And we have much more coming up on the Channel 10 News tonight. They're standing by to throw the switch and light up Center City for the holidays. We'll be going there.
That should be exciting. The investigation begins to find out what went wrong on a Florida train track.
And don't buy those toys for the kids just yet. We'll show you which stores give you the most for your money.
And our man John Bellera standing by in the Weather Center. John, what's coming up?
Well, we have some good news and we have some bad news. I'll be back with the good, the bad, and the ugly in just a couple of minutes.
The 1994 Nissan Sentra with an airbag, cruise control, air conditioning, and a 4-speaker cassette stereo cost $2,000 less than a comparably equipped Toyota Corolla. $2,000. Just think, you can use that to buy your first tank of gas. Should you prefer a lease, you can now get a Sentra for $189 a month with $500 down for 36 months.
Presenting the Smart Clapper.
How smart could it be?
Clap twice to turn one appliance on or off, 3 times for another. It knows the difference. Plug 2 appliances into the Smart Clapper, then plug it into any outlet. Switch to away for added security. It turns TV or lights on at the first sound it hears.
Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off.
The Smart Clapper.
Smart Clapper is available at Rite Aid, Rickle, Thrift Drug, and Kmart. Makes a great gift.
If you see news, call 1-800-TIP-WCAU. Shoot it with your home video camera and call 1-800-TIP-WCAU.
How can you give your family the most memorable holiday season ever? Bring home the Christmas classics from Family Home Entertainment and bring home some holiday magic. Share the all-new animated adventure Frosty Returns.
The name's Frosty.
And the original Christmas classics, including Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and 3 more holiday favorites.
Okay, Rudolph, full power.
This Christmas, give your family a holiday they'll always remember. Collect all 5 original Christmas classics, only on video.
Tonight is beginning to feel a bit like Christmas at Philadelphia City Hall, where a tree lighting ceremony is about to take place. Channel 10's Steve Levy will be joining us live right now with more on those holiday festivities. Hi, Steve.
Hello, Diane. And it is starting to feel a lot like Christmas here in the center of City Hall courtyard, where it was just moved back inside. It used to be, if you recall, outside. We're getting ready for the tree lighting ceremony a few minutes late, and joining Mayor Rendell to light the official tree will be Eric Lindros of the Flyers and Sean Bradley of the Philadelphia 76ers. Let me take you over here and show you, if you can see it behind me, a little bit of the tree. It's a 35-foot Pennsylvania spruce tree that was donated to the city by Mr. and Mrs. Lewis Reiser of Northeast Philadelphia. This official tree lighting ceremony has been going on for almost half a century. There's going to be some entertainment, music, a lot of festivities, and we are indeed feeling a lot like Christmas. We'll keep our cameras rolling after I throw it back to you, and you will see later in this broadcast the official tree lighting ceremony of the Philadelphia City Hall Christmas tree. Reporting live now from City Hall Courtyard. Steve Levy, Channel 10 News. Back to you, Diane and Art.
Hey, Steve, I have a question. Did Sean Bradley just reach up and put the star on the top?
You took away one of my best lines. I had planned to say that. Of course not. It's 35 feet tall. He's only 32 feet tall.
It's your kind of line, Steve.
Don't let us miss it, Steve. Get back to us. All right. Well, the First family got their Christmas tree today, although the lights may not be on it just yet. Theirs is 18 feet tall, and it jingled up the White House drive this morning. Mrs. Clinton was there to greet the tree as it arrived from North Carolina. It will spend the rest of the holidays in the Blue Room of the White House.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Now, on the Channel 10 traffic check right now at about 5:12. If you're waiting for someone to come home, the traffic lights are out at City Avenue and Presidential Boulevard right now. That intersection is jammed as a result. Work crews are on the scene, and the police are there directing traffic for you. Also on the traffic check today, there's an accident on 202 north at Chesterbrook. That has traffic jammed all the way to the Gulf Mills exit on I-76. No other major delays to report to you right now. That's the Channel 10 traffic check.
All right, and right now we're going to go to John Bolaris in the Weather Center. The good, the bad, and the ugly. What are you talking about?
Well, good. Tomorrow gets a little bit worse as we move into Friday, and then the bad and the ugly comes over the weekend. I'll tell you about that in just a couple of minutes. But first, today was a beautiful day. The high this afternoon was a very, very nice 50 degrees. Had lots of sunshine. Look at this weather shot. Dave Harrington. He wins the free tour of the Weather Center, the shot of the week, the weather shot of the week. Beautiful shot. Thank you, David. Right now in the city, it's 45 degrees. Actually, at Philadelphia International Airport, it's 45. Humidity 55%. Pressure steady. Strong pressure. Winds at 5. Mostly cloudy. The low this morning was 30 on the national weather map. High pressure, tremendous high in control. Temperatures in the city by morning, 32 degrees. Surrounding suburbs, mid to upper 20s, but it will be dry. Tomorrow it will be dry, high pressure still in control. See the front out to the west? That will spell some increasing clouds on Friday. And then the bad Saturday, the chance of rain, and then some rain early Sunday, then clearing out for Sunday afternoon. So not a great weekend shaping up, although most of Sunday should be dry. Paid a visit to a school today. But first, let's go to the school day forecast. Clear skies tomorrow morning, need the coat, 28 to 35. By 3 o'clock, 51 degrees. The school I went to today, in Northeast Philly, Austin Meehan School, and Tyrone Green Jr. wrote to me. He did a great job with the weather stats. He plays football. He was on the championship team last year. And Tyrone Green, thank you for writing to me, and we got to your school finally. Tonight, fair, 31 degrees in the city, 25 surrounding suburbs. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, a milder day, lower 50s, then the clouds, maybe some showers over the weekend. I'll be back with your 5-day forecast in a few minutes.
Thank you very much.
Okay, sir.
You're welcome.
And coming up next on the Health Watch, a new study offers insight for women who get pregnant late in life about the possible health of their newborn.
And he's a homegrown hero who's making it big in the big leagues. You'll get to meet Mike Piazza when we come right back tonight.
Introducing a new way to get into the full-size V8 power of Mercury Grand Marquis. It's the advance payment plan, and here's how it works. I make one lease payment of $87.22 up front and no more for the entire 24-month lease. And I save over $1,000 compared to a conventional 2-year lease. I like Grand Marquis, I like leasing, and I especially like having a choice.
At your Lincoln Mercury dealer, everybody wins.
A class action involving individuals occupationally exposed to asbestos is pending in federal court. If you're a class member, your rights may be affected. Class members are all persons exposed occupationally to asbestos, individuals exposed through the occupational exposure of a spouse or household member, family or legal representatives of those exposed. You don't need to be currently sick from asbestos to be a class member. For information, see your Sunday paper or call 1-800-847-2727.
The response was amazing, so we're extending Color Tile's 40th anniversary price rollback. 40, 50, 60% price cuts. Stainmaster Plus, price cut, $9.99 installed. Price cuts on ceramic floor and wall tile. Vinyl tile, price cuts. 59 styles, all 99 cents or less. Mini blinds, buy one, get 4 free. First time ever price cuts on all wood floors. Color Tile's 40th anniversary price rollback. 40, 50, 60% price cuts. You could save hundreds of dollars. Last chance.
The doors are open in 93 to the best of 94. The best of 94! It's Toyota's first sales event of the new model year. Their silver anniversary option package savings on Corolla. And a Toyota Touch lease that makes it easy to get into Corolla. A benchmark of quality in America for 25 years. Take advantage of our one-price 2- or 4-door Tercel DX with option package savings, either one price. The best of 94 sales event makes November the best time to buy. The best Toyota!
On the Channel 10 Health Watch tonight, news for older women who are thinking of having a baby. A new study says that the longer you wait, the higher the risk, but experts say it is still possible for older moms to have healthy babies.
We had tried for years, and it just never happened. So we gave up the idea, decided that it just wouldn't be. And I got pregnant.
And 3 months ago, at the age of 42, Denise Patillo gave birth to twin girls, Danielle and Deanne. Even though Denise and her babies are healthy, it wasn't an easy pregnancy.
I started at 26 weeks going into labor. As time progressed, it happened more frequently, till 33 weeks, and they finally